And we're live. Okay.
GM, GM, fellas.
Welcome back, everyone. Let's see how much this gets shared around today because apparently crypto Twitter is now unshadow banned. So
No way.
we should get a little bit
Impossible.
more reach. Let's see. According to what's his name, Nikita, the head of product at Twitter at X, apparently they made some changes and there was, oh yeah, Andre's in the house. Welcome, Andre.
Welcome, welcome.
Yeah, apparently they made some sort of changes. Apparently, everyone in crypto Twitter was getting a little bit shadow banned, or at least a little bit de-boosted because of all the GMs going around. Everyone just saying good morning to one another.
It was just like worthless spam. Yeah.
So they treated us all like bots. So let's
I
see
mean,
let's see if
I can only
go ahead.
imagine the amount of problems like crypto Twitter like creates for Twitter. You know what I mean? We are one of the
Yeah,
most problematic communities. For sure.
one of the
So
most active, 100%, and yeah, uh, definitely opens everybody up to like a lot of scam potential, a lot of hacking potential, a lot of people with, uh, yeah, just like trying to take advantage of that for sure. So, I can see why we get treated like bots sometimes.
they have to deboost 1 billion GMs going out every
Yeah,
single day. It's like the energy supply of a small country is just getting put into GMs per day.
yeah.
Like, you
I wonder how much compute power is just going into people just saying good morning to one another. Speaking of good morning, Radu. Nice to see you in the
younger
live
and more
stream here.
fresh. Hey, we love
Happy
to see it.
2026. I just
Absolutely.
shaved, so yeah, looking young again.
Feeling young, man. Feeling young. It's you're on the precipice of a new era right here, new age. So
Let's see. 2026. It's supposed to be a good year. I mean, everyone in crypto says that every year almost, but uh, let's see what happens. I guess we can get into it. One of the topics we want to discuss, but the first things first. The biggest topic on the menu right now in crypto is the crypto market structure bill. Not sure how much you've been like following along on this, but Brian Armstrong. So basically, just to give everyone a rough overview summary, this is what's being considered the Clarity Act, and so the previous bill that got passed was just kind of like the opening to get some of the rules on board. But this one is like a very comprehensive like market structure bill that is intended to serve as like the rules of the road for the U.S. market for crypto, to try to invite everybody back into the U.S. who has gone offshore, and like make it easy to for crypto to really like take over in the U.S. So I believe the last I checked, this is like 100 and some page bill that's trying to get passed. I know it's supposed to go to the Senate floor today for markup. I guess which is like some sort of voting. So yeah, but apparently within the last 48 hours, Coinbase, who has been like one of the biggest proponents, trying to like fight to get the right rules of the road for this bill. Um, Brian Armstrong, let me just go over his tweet here. He was saying that after reviewing the Senate banking draft text over the last 48 hours, Coinbase can unfortunately not support this bill anymore as written. Um, Basically what happened was they like the way that they structured it was it produces like a de facto ban on tokenized equities, which is a hard no from the crypto community. This is something we've been trying to get past for a long time. A lot of DeFi prohibitions. Basically, the CFTC, which is one of the regulatory authorities who is supposed to like take over the regulation of crypto, they're kind of like taking their authority away and passing it back to SEC, which could be dangerous in the future because SEC is supposed to just regulate securities, and most crypto coins are supposed to be considered commodities at this point, not securities. So that's a little bit dangerous. And then one of the biggest things was that the banks just got all their hands inside this bill, and the senators that they're trying to boost, and tried to kill rewards on stable coins. So basically, they do not want yields or rewards to be passed through stable coins. They want to keep their monopoly on 0% interest on your savings account, basically. So because of this, Coinbase said that they couldn't support the bill, and then there was a lot of fallout from that. Let me just show you here. Basically, as soon as Brian put out that tweet, within like the next hour, the Senate Banking Committee, who was supposed to like mark up and vote on this, basically delayed it, and pulled the market structure bill. And then, yeah, just to
Damn.
well, first let's get your thoughts on that as is.
Well, I mean, that's just
Have you?
crazy. I mean, I haven't kept up too much, but from the review of the tweet by Brian Armstrong, it seems like a lot of things that people were hopeful for kind of got reversed or kind of got like um, details added that made it significantly worse. CFTC being subservient to the SEC is kind of crazy. I know there's like a big push to have the CFTC kind of, have more regulatory power because they're also more crypto friendly. Um, and I mean, it's hard to say now. It's not like the SEC is super anti-crypto as they were last administration. So, trying to kind of diminish their power might not have the same effect as it would have before. But
Mhm.
anything about like having power over users' financial records or invasions of privacy or anything like that is pretty brutal for the average, DeFi
Yeah,
participant, and that's yeah, it goes against the core tenets of what the space is all about. So it makes total sense that
agreed.
they would oppose it.
Yeah, and to your point, like right now, okay, the SEC is super friendly towards crypto and not hostile like they were in the last administration. But I guess the whole point of this bill, passing this through the law, is so that it's not as uh, I guess shaky as far as like future administrations. So like a new administration can come in, and it's much harder to change a law. Um, because now they would have these new guidelines to follow. So nobody wants a repeat of the previous Gensler administration, and where everyone just thought that they were going to go to jail. That was horrible. So nobody wants a repeat of that. So this market structure bill is supposed to like I mean, a lawyer that I know from the crypto industry here, who's super close. He was saying that like this market structure bill should live for the next like 100 years. It should
Yeah,
be like the new thing that everybody points to, just like the Howey test in the past and how that related to securities. This will be like the rules of the road for crypto. So it's important that like we really get this right. And yeah, I completely agree with like a lot of the different crypto folk who are saying like it's better to like just delay this and
get it
not
right.
support it. Yeah, and get it right, because if you just pass something through that's not good, then it can be interpreted a million different ways, and then we have developers going to jail again, and like all this stuff is just ridiculous. But this was another really good tweet here. Um, the Bank of America CEO, like basically, like he made a statement.
Oh, I think we might be losing Byron a little bit. Technical difficulties. We are on a hotspot, I think, and so don't have some grace for any technical difficulties, guys. But let's see how much can we take from this image, this screenshot?
Out of
Showing cash.
regulation.
Oh, oh, sounds like you're back. Hello? Oh,
Oh,
oh, we
did I
lost
cut
you
out there
for
for a bit?
20 seconds, maybe.
Oh, sorry about that. Okay. Yeah. So basically, I was just saying, like, we need to get the banks out of out of regulation. They shouldn't be like controlling the senators and the bills that go through, like they don't care about their customers at all. They're not like user friendly. They just want to make as much money as they can. So yeah,
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, there's always going to be a bunch of lobbyists trying to max extract, right, on these types of situations. So, especially bank lobbyists.
yeah, this was another good take here. Like, if the bank lobby successfully kills the stablecoin yield in this Clarity Act, it's proof that the Senate works for the banks and not the people. So, like, yeah, uh, like I'm super happy and that like we have guys like Brian Armstrong who are in there and like trying to really fight for like the rights that we want in the crypto industry. Yeah, it's pretty cool that he like would stand up and say that he can't support the bill, and then he has enough. Like Coinbase has enough power, at least in the lobbying industry right now, to have this delayed and not pushed through as is. So that's good to see.
It does seem like the crypto lobby is increased significantly, or at least they have a much bigger voice than before in this new admin. And I mean, if they can like if they can get that much attention um, for their position now, like in the state that we're in, it's a really positive effect, I think, and a positive thing for the whole industry. You know, the larger the lobby is inside of the U.S., the more they can compete with the banks, the more they can push for the interests of crypto natives and average people, I would say. So
Absolutely. And if anyone wants like a kind of a very good like in-depth breakdown of this market structure bill, I definitely go check out my buddy Jake. He's one of the lawyers in the crypto industry who's like really pushing. He's like on Capitol Hill trying to get this pushed through right now, and he has a very in-depth like it's a 278 page bill. So yeah, there's a lot they're going through, and they're trying to like figure this all out. But like the yeah, I think it's a good summary here. The three main reasons why this bill needs to get through: regulatory clarity for entrepreneurs, like so that more entrepreneurs can come back to the U.S. and like build crypto companies here. Like the U.S. should be the innovation capital of the world. Um, there's like some of the best capital markets in the world, so there should be the place that crypto thrives. Um, and yeah, protections against hostile regulators in the future. So I think that those are, anyways, he goes on like there's a very good long tweet thread here, but there's a lot of stuff there to go through. I'm
yeah,
glad there's bigger brains than ours that are like in Washington right now trying to fight for this.
yeah, you gotta respect the hustle. I mean, it's at the end of the day, they're so invested. It makes sense. So appreciate the crypto lobby. Down with the bank lobby, we must, you know, we must
Exactly.
try and adopt some of these technologies, surely. So now's the
Yeah.
time.
Anyways, and we talked about on like our past live streams last year, but I think this is one of the biggest catalysts for the crypto bull market that everybody's been waiting for. Um, like another big investor in the space put it pretty well. He said, like the overall like rules aren't as important as just the fact that there are rules and guidelines in place. Right now, there just haven't been like good rules and guidelines for crypto in the U.S. So like once that clarity, and this is exactly why it's called the Clarity Act, comes into place, I think that it just removes all that uncertainty because markets just absolutely hate uncertainty, and that's been one of the biggest thing that's been holding back the crypto markets.
Yeah, I mean that's definitely like very true wisdom about markets. So bullish just for the name, Clarity Act. Bringing clarity. We got to
And
keep
then
naming these bills like something bullish, the most bullish possible names for these bills.
exactly. No, just call it the Great Bull Act of
The
2026.
Great Bull Act, Up Only Act 2026.
And speaking of the markets, like as far as like catalysts go, I'd say that this is one of the biggest catalysts, and a lot of the people are saying that like David Sachs, who's the crypto czar in the U.S., he was saying that the even though it's delayed, basically it's as close as it's ever been, and the senators are still all like at the negotiating table. They're trying to figure this out. So most people are still pretty confident that this has a good chance of getting passed this month here, at least through the Senate. And then I'm not sure the process where it goes from there, but eventually it has to get to the president's desk to sign. But I think if that passes, that's going to be a huge catalyst for the crypto industry, um, which explains like Julian, who's one of my favorite macro guys here. He kind of, I won't read the whole thing, but he goes through kind of more of the macro and charting, and like
Oh, did we lose you? We might have lost you a little bit again. No worries, he'll be back soon. Testing, testing. Hello, hello, hello.
coin
Equities.
has
Oh, you're back.
traditionally. Oh, yeah, sorry
There
about
we
that.
go.
My internet is not great, and I keep lagging behind. Where did I get cut off?
You were talking about charting.
Okay, yeah, basically, like the point here was that this guy that I follow anyway, he's saying that like global liquidity is still on the rise. It has not peaked. And in general, like the Nasdaq and technology stocks and Bitcoin, which is usually followed also, just follows along global liquidity, which we've talked about many times in the past. So, but what's been weird has been this big disjoint with Bitcoin. It has not been following the Nasdaq. It was up to 2025, mid 2025 basically, and then all of a sudden something happened, which you could also attribute to like that big crash that happened on 1010, where some market makers probably got blown out, and this big disjoint happened, and it hasn't been following liquidity like the Nasdaq has. So um, I think that this Clarity Act will help bring that confidence back to the crypto market, and maybe get like big liquidity providers back into the market. But yeah, like basically his point here is that one of these two charts is right, and one of these two charts is wrong. Either the Nasdaq and the overall like technology market that's been following liquidity is right, and things are going to continue to go up with liquidity, or Bitcoin was right and it topped out and the rest of the market is lagging behind. I tend to be on the side of the former, where I think the Bitcoin charts are currently wrong. But what are your thoughts on that?
Um, I mean, it's hard to argue against the markets usually. It's like it could be many things. Could just be funding moving away from crypto as like the predominantly hottest thing for speculation towards maybe AI stuff. It could just be like a lower liquidity market. You know, people are just end of the year tends to be lower liquidity a little bit. Going into spring starts to increase. Obviously the 1010 blow up. Everybody knows about that now. And that
Yeah,
could just have like some residual effects. It takes a while for that liquidity to really come back and the structure of the order books to like return to the same quality that it was before. So, you know, you would expect liquidity to be a little bit down. But I don't know, there's a lot of stuff that people are investing in. Gold went up absurdly. There's so much funding in the AI now. Um, in the companies, in the manufacturing of chips, and like data centers, infrastructure, all this stuff, is attracting so much liquidity. So you might just see a market where it starts to stagnate a little bit, just as other things start to gain more value over time. So I don't know. Could be a lot of things.
Sorry, I think I cut out there for a bit, but everything's still going.
Oh,
I caught most of your point there, but yeah, no, I agree. Like there could be a lot of different factors at play. I do think that the 10-10 market crash there, like that knocks some big market makers out of the arena, and they're just trying to get their feet back in. I think that has something to do with it, but yeah, no, I think this Clarity Act is going to help move things forward, bring a lot more certainty and other market makers back in. Um, and I think things like get brighter from here. I know we've been saying that for a while, but yeah, I think it's just a matter of time. I think crypto has really been lagging hard and is still a tiny, tiny market when you compare it to the other global markets. So in my humble opinion, I think the the global markets are probably the correct ones, and the tiny crypto market is the one that's just been lagging behind um, for its own reasons that we're just still a baby industry comparatively.
yeah, for sure. Yeah, so we'll see. We'll see how things affect these markets, but at the end of the day, there's like fundamental catalysts that are just going to improve the market state for crypto significantly. I think these AI agents interacting with the money is going to be the biggest one, truly, for adoption. So, and that's that's coming sooner than expected, it seems. Um, oh, might have lost you again. Might do some AI talk here for a little bit, because oh man, the last few weeks have been insane. Um, let's just wait for Byron to be back. Hello, hello. Hello, hello. Oh, I hope the stream is still here. Okay. Well, while we wait for Byron, I'll just get into AI talk because, guys, I don't know if you are aware, I don't know if you guys have been keeping up. Anthropic launched Claude Code a few weeks ago, and people have been going absolutely nuts. Vibe coding has taken off like crazy. Um, People who had no exposure to coding skills or programming are suddenly building all these tools, all these programs, all these apps, all these optimizations for their workflow. And we are at the dawn of AI optimizing everything and everybody being able to use these AI tools to improve their workflows, improve their capacity, improve their knowledge, automate every part of their life. So I think we're going to start seeing that a lot more this year. Um, and it's kind of crazy to see how fast these things have progressed. I think within just the last year, even, AI progress has been kind of relatively slow, at least on something like image generation or coding. These models have gotten like marginally better, slightly. Claude code is Claude has usually been the best for coding for a while, but I think with this latest release of Opus 4.5, their complex thinking model, um, we've reached a point where everybody, even very non-technical people, can easily create, even help. They get help from the AI to conceptualize a solution to the problem, to conceptualize standards for how to create a solution to the problem, the entire code base, architecture, and design. the research process, the coding process, the bug testing, auditing, iteration. Every part of the development process has been basically given to, everybody in the world. And people are starting to wake up to this slowly, slowly but surely. I don't even think there's that many people vibe coding yet. There's certainly more than there have been within the last year, because vibe coding is not just a new thing for the last few weeks, right? We even did a vibe coding competition with Superseed, but um, yeah, vibe coding is going to become a much, much bigger thing in this next year. Anybody that has, ideas about things they want to build, or just a problem in their everyday lives, can start to begin to think about how to fix it, how to optimize it, how to just automate it away with these AI tools. So I highly recommend getting into Claude, guys. It is a crazy world. Every day I look at the timeline and it's like a gold rush, It's like a California gold rush where people have just struck gold and they just keep striking more gold over and over. The rate at which that this space is progressing already is like insane. And it will only get faster. Like, this is the slowest it's gonna be. We've begun to see the Anthropic team using Claude Code to update and develop Claude Code in continuity after their initial release. So they're using their own AI model to create the code that is improving their AI model to the world, right? So now you already have this level of almost not autonomy, but self-iteration that was a lot more manual in the past, was a lot more, you know, um, built by people who were in the know on how to build these things, how to develop these things. So before long, we're going to be seeing all of these companies using their own AIs to build out their products and build out the conceptualization for how to improve their products, how to distribute their products, how to iterate, how to, you know, take part in all of that. How's it going?
Is it still going here?
It's still going. I've been
Okay.
ranting about AI, so don't worry. We got it on lock. Oh, you still here? Hello, hello. It's guys. We can forgive Byron. This happens. Technical difficulties. I think he's out abroad right now, so he is so locked in. He's trying to live stream from like a random Airbnb. How's it going?
Okay. I'm just not going to share my screen anymore because apparently my internet just
It's a
doesn't like
connection.
that and keeps
Yeah.
kicking me out. Okay. Anyways, where are we at? What were you ranting about? Were you talking about
I was
AI or
ranting
still?
about Claude Code. So I mean, we
Okay.
should get into this topic because it is gonna dominate. I don't know how much you've been on Twitter, um, and how much you've been seeing people talk about Claude Code.
I mean, it's been trending pretty hot. Yeah.
Yeah, it is absurd. I don't know how involved you've been so far. We're trying to use these tools and adopt these tools as much as possible, obviously, because I think the whole game of startups and product development is changing so fundamentally, like it never has before. And this is kind of this is the first model that people have used where it's starting to get scary, like very, very
Yeah.
scary. Oh yeah.
I mean, I've read a
Oh
lot of
yeah.
threads about it. I haven't really played around with it myself, but I know you're a resident AI expert with all these tools. So if you're saying so, I believe you.
So for perspective, a bunch of people who have been hardcore AI coding model haters have started to use Claude, and very public figures have started to like totally change their mind about vibe coding and about developing using these tools. They started using them themselves to do a majority of their own work. Anthropic is using Claude to build Claude code totally. So
Wow.
they are at a point where they're no longer even doing manual development. They're actually just conceptualizing new updates, doing research about what people have been making, the tooling that people have been making for Claude Code to integrate directly into the official product. Um, what else? Everybody and their mother on tech and finance Twitter is trying Claude and posting about their projects and building all this like random stuff that yeah, there's also like just super obscure um use cases for this stuff. So people were building apps for managing like their appliances, their electronic appliances that had smart capabilities. People were making like health software that they're getting data, like health data, that they needed software to be able to read, but instead of buying the software, they were just creating the software and then making a better software than what was being offered by the healthcare institution and reading it back. Like it's kind of absurd. And it does this like fully autonomously, like you barely have to interact with it just through like a text interface, command line interface. So it's pretty nuts, man. It's really nuts. Yeah, everything is going
Oh,
crazy. Oh, do we have you back?
sorry, I keep trying to. This is brutal.
Yeah, it's, what are you gonna do, man? They can't let us talk about, they can't let us spit too much wisdom out. Too much gold. But yeah, also the video models are getting crazy. I don't know if you guys have seen
I,
Kling 2.6 and VO 3.1. VO 3.1 just got a new update, by the way, which improved the quality even more. I've been using it a lot actually for some of these internal um, custom branding videos, and it's quite good. Still waiting for a really good video editor. So Gemini. Google offers Gemini as their agent, but if you buy their AI suite, it has a bunch of different things. So it has Flow, which is their um, video editing kind of tool. You can generate, create images, create videos directly in their video editing tool, and then sequence them together, make them build off of each other, build these cool little videos. It's still a big work in progress, I think. I think they can improve their features and functionality a lot, but it does a great job already. I use it every day. You can have, I think, Gravity as well. Is it Gravity or Anti-Gravity? Google, it's Anti-Gravity, which is their agent platform. So I think it's for AI agent automations, um, which is pretty cool. Nano Banana, obviously image generation. You get access to all your um, Google accounts and Google services like Gmail, like Google Drive, like you know your basics. You have agent functionality within them, so you can automate all of those things in the Google suite. I think Google's probably second to Anthropic now in terms of total capabilities. I'm really impressed by some of their products already. Let's see, how's it going, Byron? Oh, it's a pretty brutal one. I'm not gonna lie. We might have to reconvene for the next one next week, but yeah, I highly recommend you guys go check out Claude Code. You guys try to make a project. A subscription is like $20, and you're testing the greatest AI automation like tool probably ever built. there's constantly new features and updates. Has integrations with like hundreds of major companies and websites. You know, you can they have these things called MCPs, which help you connect to a bunch of different third-party platforms to make automations for them. Um, Also, their just general LLM model is quite good. Like their Sonnet model is good for general purpose features and just daily, you know, whatever question you have, whatever help you need with writing, copywriting, conceptualization. It's good for infographics too, actually. It visualizes information really well. So I do recommend it for that. And yeah, there's all these cool little workflows if you can discover them, if you can research them, or you can just have your AI agent research them for you and then come up with the best way to do things for you and to learn about these topics. I recommend getting into it, guys, because things will change a lot in this next year. I guarantee you. Um, but yeah, I think we'll wrap it up there. You know, we'll see you guys next week, and I'm sure we'll have more AI talk. We'll have some more guests on. Sounds like Byron's having a little bit of issues um, connecting. So appreciate everybody tuning in, and we'll see you guys next time. Let me see if I can end the stream here.